Welcome in this tutorial video on how you can make your own trail race planning. So my name is Lisa, and this weekend I'm going to run the Montafon Totale, which is 47 kilometers and an elevation gain of 4,200, which is a lot. Like, believe me, it is a lot. And I've been asked from a couple of friends and also from like followers, how do I prepare for a race like this? So first of all, that's the part of my trainings and stuff, but then that is also super important to have a good and realistic trail race planning. It's not only to know if you're like doing well or maybe bad, can also happen, but it's mostly to know about your nutrition, because in my case I often let's just say suck with nutrition, and the thing is that I often just forget to eat. So that's also why making a race planning is super important for me, to ensure that first of all I'm eating enough, also that I vary enough with my food so I don't get any like GI distress, which is like stomach issues. And then third of all, it also helps me to stay motivated, to keep on track, to also not focus on the pain too much. So yeah, that's why I always make a trail race planning. Also, I'm working now with a nutritionist who is helping me with my food. And yeah, I have to send him the times and those kind of things, and then he helps me with coming up with a plan with what I have to eat and stuff. But in this video I'm not gonna focus too much on the nutrition part, but mostly I'm gonna focus on how you can make a trail race planning that is also just feasible for you. Because a lot of people think that running in the mountains is like, yeah, I will do the same pace as running in the road. That is not true, because running in the mountains, you have elevation gain, you have difficult terrain, you have things that can happen. So please be prepared for that. But yeah, let's just dive in, and I will show you how I make my race planning, and I will also give you some tips. So yeah, let's go guys. Tip number 1 to look for is for the GPX of the route, because what happens when you have the GPX, as I will show you here, is that you can actually see where you have to go up, also like the gradient of the elevation, where you have to go down, which type of terrain, and all of this information will definitely help you with kind of knowing the time that you will need to actually run the course. I always advise, if it is possible, to or train already on the type of terrain that you're running or racing at, and if that is not possible, to actually go to the course itself so you can try some parts of it, not the whole one obviously, but that you can try some parts of it and really like just time it, you know, so you have like a clear idea what you are capable of doing, of performing, of racing. And then step number 2 is going to the website of the race that you're running, because nowadays everyone has a website. So just simply go to the website and see at what points they will provide you with food, water, gels and all those kind of things, because that will be super important for the next step. Okay, so now we have the GPX tracked, so with all the information about the route. We also know what they will provide us from the race themselves. And then the third step is actually to open up a document or just grab some pen and paper, and then you start noting down at what point the organization will be standing there with food, electrolytes, gels, all those kind of things. So once you have those points noted down, you're also gonna put a second column with the elevation gain on it. So look up what kind of elevation gain you're going to conquer, if you're going up, if you're going down, and really note it down. And then I think we're already at the fourth step. Yeah, the fourth step is to start calculating. So you know when you're going to start, then most of the time you're gonna go up immediately. So start calculating how much time you will need to go up 1 kilometer. One tip of advice is to already calculate you're going a little bit slower. So for example, I know if it's like normal terrain, like in a forest or something, my average pace to go up is around like 10 minutes per kilometer, which sounds super slow, but if you are a trail runner, you know that going uphill is not always that easy, because it might be very steep and stuff. So most of the times I give myself, I know that in reality I need like 10 minutes for 1 kilometer, but most of the time I will calculate around like 12 minutes. And even if the gradient of the hill is going up more than 15%, I will even allow myself 15 minutes a kilometer to go uphill. Because what is so important with the race planning is that it is realistic. Because as I already told you before, it is super important to keep on eating during a trail run, because you actually need to try to go around like 90 grams of carbs an hour. And if you think you're going up way too fast and you're finishing everything way too fast, then you might not be calculating your food intake well enough. So that's also why I would really advise to calculate yourself a little bit slower than what you actually would be. Because also when you are at the points where the organization will put up the food and the water and stuff, most of the time you will like stand there a little bit for like a little while, for maybe like 5 minutes or stuff. And most people forget to calculate these 5 minutes in their total time, but it is also time you're spending. So that's also why I say like calculate a little bit extra, and yeah, then you're just good to go. And then once you've calculated all these minutes that you will need to go up and down in my case, and up again and down again and up one more time, then you can start putting them in hours. So why would I say to put it in hours? Well, super easy actually, because for example what I started doing after Transvolcania is that I put a alarm on my watch for every hour that I would need to eat something. So by having an alarm going off, I was forced to already undergo an action of taking my phone out of my backpack, and then I was like, okay, I really have to eat. Before I tried to write it on my hand, didn't work. So what I personally need to do to remind myself to eat is really to put an alarm. So yeah, if you are 100% sure you don't need it, you don't have to put any alarms on your phone. But if you are a forgetful runner such as I am, then I would really advise you to put an alarm on your phone, because keep on eating, yeah, it makes or breaks your trail. And then in my case, I have it super easy because I can just send everything over to my nutritionist, and then he will say what I have to eat, what I have to drink, what I have to grab with me. So that is super easy. But if you don't have a nutritionist, then you can start seeing like, okay, so the first hour, am I passing a aid station or not? Okay, if I'm passing one, what can I take with me? What do I need to ensure to have with me myself? And yeah, just start going from there. Try to vary a little bit in your food, so you're not only taking gels, you're not only taking bananas, but that you do like a mixture. Like for example, first time you go for a gel, then a banana, then maybe an energy bar, then a gel again, some dates, but that you really try to mix it up. Because why is mixing up so good? Because otherwise you will have stomach issues, and yeah, then game is over. And yeah, actually that is it. That is how I make my race planning. As you can see, I go very structured. So I first go for the GPX, then I go to look at the aid stations of the organization, and then I just start putting everything together. The most important thing to do is, as I already said before, set realistic times. And it's not bad that you are maybe a little bit slower to go uphill or downhill. The most important thing is that first of all you enjoy it, that you set realistic goals for yourself. And yeah, I hope this video helped you with having some kind of idea how you can start with the race planning. If you have any trail races coming up, let me know below. If you want to see more videos of this, or you have any suggestions, also let me know. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.